The world is gaslighting us all the time. Narcissism has become a complicated virus on our way back home. I wondered if the collective consciousness had fragmented itself, creating holograms of us, so it can witness itself in its entirety. Projecting all its aspects, it may eventually accept itself fully. Self-acceptance is an antonym of narcissism. Self-loathing intensifies it. Only when we learn to love and accept all of ourselves can we love anything else. This is the only path to end the fragmentation. So we are going through a massive fragmentation, even more so than before. I think, I might be wrong, maybe it's just more obvious now, and our awareness is becoming more expanded. So whatever the case may be, there is a fragmentation that is making our lives really, really hard. So just to clarify what I mean by fragmentation, I imagine, again, this is my view of life, is that imagine a diamond-shaped crystal, or a diamond, a diamond, and it's very small and contained. It's brilliant, it's beautiful, and that's all there is in all of existence. And it wanted to witness itself, so it shone out, projecting itself outward, and created everything so that it can witness itself subjectively through us, through nature, through trees, through animals, through everything in existence. And this is what the collective consciousness is. The subjective consciousness is the projection. It's a hologram. It's something that is finite. But then when the projection ends, we go back to end the fragmentation and go back into this oneness. This is how I view life and consciousness. And this is very important to explain, because the book is based on that. So we are the Alpha and the Omega and everything else in between. We are the martyrs and the aggressors, the cowards and the heroes. We are all impacted by narcissism, and we will heal when we realize that none of us exists separately. We must transcend this duality. The way the universe operates holds the key to our healing. If only we can see how we can mirror the ultimate source, and if only we can air out the smoke that is keeping us at the mercy of the dark night of the soul, everything is bound to return to its original form. Until then, we remain bound by every other thing. Our freedom will come when we have the courage to free ourselves and each other of chains created by our narrow ideas. In a world that is obsessed with original sin, I am here to unearth our original innocence. When we are little, we need others to reflect back to us what we are. This is how we know we exist. However, it is a dangerous and vulnerable place to be, because not all reflections are benevolent. It isn't until later that we learn to create our own reflections, yet it's often tainted with our first experiences. Most of us are still grieving the wounds of our mothers and fathers, not only our biological parents, but our spiritual ones as well. Narcissism is now a global pandemic because fear, shame, and gaslighting have been the main methods of our collective upbringing. This isn't necessarily an awful thing. In a world of duality, we often need to experience one end of a spectrum to understand and appreciate its opposite, until balance and harmony are restored. Our collective task is to push forward into the pandemic of its polar opposite, namely a pandemic of love. I want to learn how to find connection without attachment and non-attachment without detachment. One of the main features of narcissism is creating smoke and mirrors. Honesty is rare, be it due to self-deception or due to pathological deliberate manipulation, which caught in a flood that pushes us further away from home. So home is when the fragmentation ends, so to speak, and we go back to the original consciousness. Okay, yet anything that destroys us has the potential to push us back into our hearts. Healing is a destructive process. False beliefs and personas must be demolished and replaced with an authentic foundation. For those courageous enough to take a pause from their mode of survival, they get to see the branches of the trees that are readily extended and available to us. If only we let our faith in the branch pull us out of the hurricanes. We get used to the struggle that we confuse it for comfort. We keep struggling until we get swallowed into the earth. That is when we understand that we cannot separate from nature. We become trees. Those who get a hold of a branch must extend it to others still caught in the current. This book is my branch that I extend to anyone who needs it, and I believe we all do. The question is, are you tired yet? I know I am. My life is a long love letter that has been written on the leaves of my favorite trees, addressed to my beloved pets and the guardian angels of friends as much as to my fellow humans, the seekers who are ready to put down the emotional weight they carried for so long. Time for fresh, open paths for far away from here. There, among the trees, you hear whispers of what must go, what remains, and the beauty that was always there. Time to unearth our hearts that hold the light. Time to bring our axe and shovel to dig out the rubble and the suffering that cemented the light and buried our truth. It is time to let the sacred feminine heal so the divine masculine can be restored. All the answers are within, yet having been muted for too long, we need to journey along with our animal spirits and tap into the wisdom of the trees. They can guide our way. Life is a journey, and often we meet an impasse, a fork in the road, bends and detours. Sometimes our biggest blessing is just around the corner, but traumatized as most of us are, we fear being so frail we could break at the next turn. We resist change because many of us become afraid of hope. Hope is one of the most dangerous things to lose. So thank you for listening for half of the prologue. I don't want to make the video too long, so I just wanted to share part of it in case it piques your interest, and hopefully you can follow me at WolfeSound, and I will be producing a bunch of videos until the message is done, and we move on to better things. Thank you so much. I am J.S. Wolfe.